I have been doing everything in my power to drill things into my mom so that hopefully, when I'm not living here anymore, they sure as fuck don't intend to live here forever. Things will be in place to protect her and protect the two dogs, her dog and my dog, who she loves so much, okay? So, some of you have sat there on your high horse and judged me. You're blocked, by the way. Tattoo Oop is one of them. Sitting there saying stuff to me. High horse judgment. Use something. I don't know, whatever she said. You be nice to your mother, or it can't be easy done dealing with the likes of you. Fuck you. Okay? I have to quote unquote be mean sometimes. I've stopped, believe me, I'm slowly learning just to not yell, but I have to be firm, okay? About a month ago, probably maybe even less, believe me, twice I've watched her dog get away from her because she doesn't hold the leash tight enough. It used to go in one ear and out the other when I first got here, I told her yesterday, I'm not gonna feel bad for you if something happens to your dog, Mom, because I have repeatedly warned you to hold that leash tight. It's a just-in-case attitude, okay? She used to say, well, my dog doesn't, Angel doesn't pull. I'm like, Mom, but you've seen it happen. You have to expect the worst with dogs. You can't. You have to be ready for all things. It's an animal. One day, my mom and I, not that long ago, after I'd seen her dog get away from her twice, okay? I think the dog definitely got away once. That was when I first moved in here, and I was furious because 10 minutes before I'd said, hold on to that leash tight, and she says, I am. 10 minutes later, her dog got away from her, and her excuse was, well, there was a person there. Mom, that's ridiculous. So she's squished by a car. Your excuse is I didn't hold the leash tight, even though my daughter, who normally wouldn't be living here, told me 10 minutes before, you gotta hold the leash tight. You have to be ready for the unexpected with animals, okay? And a couple months later, just a month ago or something, we were walking down the street, my mom and I, and she didn't realize that she dropped the fucking dog's leash when she was looking at a watch just in her glove, picking up whatever she was doing, doesn't matter. Her dog was 10 feet behind her. She didn't realize. You think that doesn't fucking scare me? Okay? Last night, she was crying. I hadn't yelled at her. I told her, because she's leaving the oven on. She bought a brand new oven. She has that money from that case, that small amount, most of which is gonna go to pay the $4,000 towards her teeth, all the work she needs done on her teeth. It would have been less over a year ago when she was supposed to have it done, and when Marion wanted her to, said, no, you can't, you have to get your tooth pulled or whatever, you can't afford it, whatever she said, she wouldn't let her get a crown. And then Mary just forgets about it and doesn't even worry about anything. And Mom, all the stuff I'm gonna tell my mom's social worker, if she's not a fucking under Marion's thumb, is gonna run to Marion or something. I don't know anything. All I know is, as my shelter friend said, it's gonna get ugly, but I don't like it, okay? I don't like all the things I've seen since I moved in here, okay? So yeah, every time I'm getting home, I'm not yelling, believe me. If you could be in a fly on a wall, you could see. Even last night, I told my mom, I'm like, I'm aware of everything, Mom. I'm like, the other day you left that oven on for over an hour. I didn't say anything. You eventually shut it off, but I'm gonna call you on it. Okay, I'm gonna call you on it until you start getting to the habit of shutting the oven off. You have the note up, shut the oven off, shut the burner off. Get in the habit of shutting the oven off. It's a digital oven, okay? She's not used to it. It needs to, you wouldn't go outside naked, Mom, right? I said it to her nicely, you wouldn't go outside naked, right? You need to be in the habit of shutting that oven off right when you take stuff out. And then she was crying, I don't understand why I don't. I said, Mom, because you're getting close to 70, you're on all these segments. I'm just trying to teach you, just like locking the door. You know me, I'm paranoid, I want the fucking door locked. One time she'd gone to bed and the door was unlocked, and I assumed she locked it. It was 3 in the morning and I'd been sitting there for hours with the door unlocked. I don't like that, okay? I said, Mom, I want you to be in the habit of always locking the door behind you. It's important. She still hasn't gotten into the habit. If this is happening when she's 66, what's going to happen when she's 76, okay? I'm doing the best I can to teach her. We went through all these shoes that my aunt had given her from some lady that had died or something. There were a lot of shoes. They were just going to sit in her closet year after year. I know they were. She didn't know what was in. She doesn't want to. She's lazy. She doesn't want to go through anything. I shudder to think what her house would look like in 10 years as well. I'm cleaning it thoroughly, cleaning it slowly. And when I clean it, she helps me. But if she was living alone, she wouldn't have done it. I'm doing it. One day I took on the kitchen, scrubbed the entire counter, took everything off, scrub. The other day it was the bathroom, scrubbed the floor, swept it, everything. And the other day it was her room. Instead of having her do it, I did it. But then, like, she does other stuff. Like, I have her. She bought a Cuisinart, so she doesn't have to do it anymore. It's 135 regular, 270. But as I've told you guys, for the first time in both our lives, we have money. I mean, we're not rich by any means, but we don't have rich tastes. You know what I mean? To us, this small amount of money is rich. To us, 10,000 in the bank is rich. Okay. I'm TAing the teacher, and the way to teach her is to get on her case every time she does it, not yell, just be firm. Mom, I told her, I said, I saw that the oven was on, Mom. I didn't shut it off. I'm waiting to see how long it takes you. The other day it took you over an hour or more, I don't know, because I went in my room, and at one point I came out and the oven was shut off, so, and it ticks. It's a digital oven. It ticks, and she doesn't even hear the ticking. It ticks when it's left on, the oven, not the burners, the oven. The burners, you see the light. The oven, there's no light, but it ticks. It goes, she doesn't even pay attention to the ticks. I don't want there to be a time where she doesn't shut it off at all, and it's 11 o'clock at night, we're getting ready. Just so you know, I'm always aware of it. I told her we have to have a ritual at night where you turn the heat down, you leave the bathroom door open, you make sure the front door is locked, you make sure the front light you always want kept on in the living room's on, you check all the burners. I woke her up in the middle of the night, one night, because she left her coffee maker on. I don't know anything about coffee makers. I don't know if they eventually will boil out or burn away or whatever, but she needs to be in the habit of shutting everything off and unplugging everything, and who cares if she fell right back to sleep. I'm trying to teach her for when I'm not here, okay? Okay? The worst thing is the dogs. Dogs are babies. Dogs will eat anything on the floor. I had a panic attack Sunday. Her room was just dirty, and I wanted to go through the shoes. I don't know how one of those I don't know if it was in with the shoes or what, but my mom's not aware of this shit. Her dog or my dog could have died had circumstances been different. Luckily, I paid attention, and I was cleaning her room spotless, and I told her, see, Mom, see how important it is to have the room spotless when you have dogs in here, because then you'll watch stuff and you'll know if something's on the floor. One of those fucking hateful, I hate those silicone things, those poison packets that a dog gets a hold of and it's dead. Dog's gonna be dead. I hate those silicone packets. They're in everything. You know, the ones do not eat. Dogs can't read that. Dogs don't know it's poison. It was on her fucking floor. I don't know if it had been there. I don't know if I had dropped it when I was getting it. I don't know if it was in with the shoes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because luckily I saw it and picked it up before Homer or Angel got a hold of it, because they would have been dead. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts. I hate those silicone packets. I'm trying to teach my mother, okay? Of course, if she wants to please me and I have to get on her case without yelling, okay? And I do it every fucking day, every time she does something wrong. Like, every time I see her just holding the... I've told her for 4 months now. I've been here for 4 months. Yeah. To hold the leash tight. And every time I don't see her holding the leash tight, I get upset. But I don't pay attention all the time. I'm trying to train her. And I'll see her just... I taught her to wrap it around her arm and hold it tight. And you know, and she'll still forget, and she'll still just be holding it lackadaisically, you know, just holding it like I'm holding these glasses instead of wrapping it around and holding it tight. Just be holding it lackadaisically, which is fine, because her dog doesn't pull until the unexpected happens, like a wild turkey, or, you know, walking across the road, or a person, or a dog, or whatever, you know. I'm trying to fucking teach her, you guys, okay? It is not easy. And then she sits there and cries last night. She's crying because she's crying. Ooh, I can't even remember to shut the oven off, Laura. I was like, I don't know, Mom. Like, come on, let's go watch TV. I'm just letting you know that I know when you leave it on. You leave it on every time. You don't have the habit of shutting it off immediately, and that scares me. I didn't yell, okay? But the people who have sat there on their high horse and judged me, you don't understand what I'm going through. I'm trying to teach her. I'm trying to stimulate her mind. If she knows something's in the fridge, she knows it's there. An alien didn't buzz it up into alien world, okay? She knows it's in there. I can't find it. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Here it is. Mom, you gotta move stuff. It's not gonna just be there. You gotta move stuff. I won't do it. I won't do it. And guess what? Every time I've done that, and I've not helped her, even she's found the thing, okay? I'm trying to fucking teach her. You sit there, some of you, on your high horse and judge me. I'm doing the best I can. And if you're gonna judge me about my desire, that I'm gonna have to, things are gonna get ugly. My mom's probably gonna turn against me like Michelle the Princess. She's not gonna hate you forever. I have a right also to protect myself from her ongoing memory loss and whatnot, and ignorance when it comes to her half-sister's ulterior motives in this house and whatnot. I have a right to do that too. I have a right to protect my rifle and evidence. Some of you sit there and you judge me over this stuff that you don't understand. You're not living here, okay? You're not living here. My mom is not in the habit of shutting the oven off. She shut her old oven off all the time, so the new thing, and she's not in the habit of locking her door when she comes in. And she would say to me, well, I always lock it before I go to bed. No, Mom, that one night you didn't, and that one night could turn into every night. I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you. And every time I see you not holding that dog's leash tight, I'm gonna get on your case until he's drilled into you. That's not being mean, guys. That's me trying to protect my mother because I don't intend to live here forever, okay? If she sits there and tells her friend that my aunt who has cancer and who was given 7 months to live and who surpassed that 7 months by 3 months, that my aunt with cancer is in remission. Remission is when the cancer's gone away. Remission is not when the doctor says, sorry, Gwyneth, or sorry, Karen, you're out of luck. You can't have any more chemo and radiation because your cancer has not responded. It didn't grow bigger. I listened on the phone. My mom told a friend she hadn't talked to in a while, and who asked about the aunt who has cancer. She told her that the aunt who has cancer is in remission. She's in denial. My aunt is not in remission, barring God stepping in and saving the day my aunt is going to die, okay? The cancer has grown. Just because my aunt who has cancer feels okay doesn't mean the cancer is still not eating her body up alive. It's pancreatic cancer. It's a very aggressive cancer. My mom actually sat there on the phone and told her friend who was asking about my aunt who has cancer. My mom was like, oh yeah, she's in remission. She's not in remission. She got bad news last time. The months of radiation or months of chemo, whatever, had not worked at all, and the cancer had grown. That is not remission. Unless I'm missing something here. As far as I know, remission is not when the doctors pull the plug, so to speak, and say you can't have any more treatments. Remission is when the cancer goes away. Even if it might eventually come back, her cancer didn't go away. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm trying to teach my mother. I taught her how to diet. I taught her the right way to diet, which is you don't go on a diet, you just cut back. Because it's a lifestyle change that you continue with forever. She dropped 20 pounds in less than 3 months. I'm amazed because I didn't drop an ounce. In fact, I gained a few pounds, but I maintained my weight within a few pounds for the winter. I told her that was my plan. At her, she's 66 years old. She dropped 20 pounds since the 1st of January, since the new year. It's not even April yet. She dropped 20 pounds, just about. I'm in awe. She wasn't drinking any water. I taught her to drink water, just to write it down. 1 water, 2 water, but she's doing it. Water fills you up and stops you from eating. Last night, we were eating healthy meals too. Last night we had salmon and spinach, and she wasn't even hungry after dinner. I'm like, you're not even hungry? She's like, no. I'm like, God, I wish I was you. I am hungry, and that's why I haven't lost any weight. I eat. But most people who aren't like the kind of think you have to be like 9 ounces of fat on your body, which they have skinny enough. But my goal is always to get to 150, because if I keep my goal of getting to 150, I'll hopefully be able to, at least keep myself at 160. So I'm not even at 160 right now. Closer to 170, I think. My mom's dropped close to 20 pounds since I moved in. She didn't lose it in the first couple months. She didn't lose it from the first little over a month. She lost it from the first of the year. Unfucking believable. The second I quote-unquote rock the boat and upset the family, simply via my not sitting here and saying nothing while my mom gets older and older and doesn't put things into place to protect my rightful inheritance from my aunt potentially stealing it, and likely stealing it right up from under me. Like I said, it goes much deeper than that. It goes to the fact that man has all power over my mom. She has quote-unquote proxy. She has the power of attorney. She has the healthcare proxy. None of which my mom even remembers signing. My mom knows nothing about all the intricate little things you're supposed to know. My mom fears or just wouldn't bother asking man anything. That's all fine and good when it's somebody who doesn't have a child that somebody loves and wants, you know what I mean? I wasn't around, but I was never out of my mom's life, ever. I just wasn't around. I mean, and now I am. But I've been aware of all of it, not all of this shit, but I mean, I'm aware of what my aunts doing before, and I was aware of enough. My mom used to call me when I was living in LA, and as you know, if you know me, going through my own fucking shit. I'm doing the best I can. I'm slowly cleaning her fucking house, thoroughly cleaning, the deep kind of cleaning, okay? I'm cooking healthy meals, preparing healthy meals, teaching her that you don't have to go on a specific diet, that you can lose weight simply by tweaking your diet and exercise and just cutting back and being aware of it and drinking more water. And I stimulate her mind. I go get all kinds of movies. I get some good movies. I've gotten movies about people who have cancer, and now is good. She has cancer and she doesn't make it out alive, okay? There are other movies I can get that people have cancer and they don't make it. I'm doing the best I can, trying. She's only 66 and her memory's this bad now. And I didn't say it to be mean, but I told her, I'm like, Mom, if you can't remember these things, I mean, you might eventually not be able to live alone, you know. I already told you I love my mother, but I will not stay here under my Aunt Marion's terms. And what that means is if I just completely lose, if nobody will investigate, if things are just going to go on the way they are, if nobody cares, if nobody's going to put something into place to put checks and balances on Marion, so I'm protected, I won't ever be out of my mom's life, but I won't live here under Marion's terms. And Marion's terms just means that she's the queen and I'm shit in this family, and shit in that no one's going to respect the fact that my mother has every right to make sure there's a will, make sure that, you know, put this house in a living trust for me, and so whatever. And there's no guarantee that I'll win. Marion's very powerful. Marion has money. Marion fights me. She can afford the best lawyer, you know. And as I said, she touts herself as protecting my mother from people who take advantage of her, and I, unfortunately, was one of those people. I didn't do it, you know, to put drugs up my nose or something. I was under a lot of, whatever. Doesn't matter. Fact is that in my reality, if my mom, I don't hold a gun to her head, but when she gave me money and helped me out and whatnot, because I accepted it, I was, quote unquote, Marion's own words, taking advantage of my mentally ill mother. So that's the reality I live in. So I don't know. Don't know what's gonna happen, particularly since I'm doing this against my mother's will, so it could all backfire on me, but I don't care. It's like my shelter friend pointed out what I was pointing out while she was pointing it out, so just run the total wavelength, I can just leave. I can take Omar and I can leave. I'm not in the position anymore where I can be thrown out on the street like an animal. Okay? I'm doing the best I can. Gotta teach my mom to be more aware. She's 66. I shudder what's going to think what will happen in a few years. It's sad. It's sad for anyone to get old. Some people have more of their faculties together than others do. Okay? And I'm sorry, but if you're not a moron, you know that psych meds fuck with your brain. My mom's been on psych meds. Now she's on more potent ones, but she was on Prolixin for 20 years or something more. Okay? Psych meds fuck with your mind. There's no getting around that. They do. I don't care what you try to tell me to the contrary. All medicines fuck with your mind, But whatever. You don't know what they're doing. None of us knows the future, but I have to teach her because she's not aware of this shit. Mom, the place, you gotta keep it clean. When it's clean, you'll know if something falls on the floor. Donald never cared. Donald dropped everything on the floor. He didn't care. When Omar was little, he laughed about it. Omar drank bleach before. Donald had bleach and water down in a bucket, and Omar drank it. And Donald told me after the fact Omar threw up. I'm like, oh, why did he throw up? Oh, he drank bleach. When Omar was a puppy, I woke up, and Omar was blue, completely blue. The asshole had left on the floor an ink cartridge, and Omar had gotten a hold of it. I woke up and Omar was blue. Oh, ha ha ha. Donald never took seriously any of it, none of it. Do you think eventually Omar wouldn't have died because of Donald's negligence? It was only a matter of time. Donald had Omar in the same fucking harness collar that he had been in when he was 2. Okay? He had him in the same one year after year. Meanwhile, Omar was getting heavier because Donald's mom would not stop feeding Omar pizza because she wanted Omar to love her. Oh, Perito's hungry. Let's see what I can find in the kitchen to feed him. As long as Omar wasn't obese, she was like, he never gets fat. Like, yeah, because those pugs are morbidly obese. Oh, Omar's getting a little chunky. And the vet later that I took him agreed with me. He's getting a little chunky, Anyway, Donald never cared, and I was ridiculed, even by his. They professed to love Omar so much, but I would get upset about legitimate things, and she would fucking always, her favorite thing to say for the whole years that we had Omar says, geez, Laura, imagine if you had a kid just making excuses or, for her son's negligence and whatnot. I hate those people. I hate them. I hate them both, what they did to me. So I try to drill into my mom. I don't know where that fucking silicone packet came from, but it sure as hell was in my mom's room. I know that. It was mixed up in something. And you don't expect that to be. Luckily, I got to it before either of the dogs did, but I'm not perfect. Dogs could have died Sunday. One of them. I'm trying to teach my mom. I'm trying to teach her. You gotta be aware. You can't let your house get filthy. You can't, because Maybe the child's get filthy. You're not gonna realize if something bad is on the floor that the dog will eat. The dogs are babies. They don't know any better. And maybe her dog's not like that so much. Omar is. Omar will eat anything. Omar, about a month or so ago, threw up. My mom didn't even want to tell me. Mom, you gotta tell me stuff like this so I can teach you. Omar threw up, and I said, I guess my mom, I was having my mom make him something. I'm like, did you give Omar the broccoli? And she's like, no, why? He threw up. She confessed to me at least. I'm like, why did he throw up, Mom? He ate one of those things that came in the box. I'm like, Mom, he's a baby. Doesn't matter that he's 6, he will eat anything on the floor. He's a baby. He'll eat anything. To him, everything's food. Paper towels or filet mignon. He'll eat anything. He one of those styrofoam things. She'd ordered vitamins from Puritan's Pride, and she'd opened the box and she wasn't aware, and she's like, I didn't realize it had fallen, or I thought I'd gotten them all. Mom, you gotta be aware. He's a baby. Your dog could be the same way. I haven't really, maybe not as bad as Omar. I mean, different dogs. He's a baby. He had eaten one of those styrofoam things and then he threw it up. That's really most likely not gonna kill him. The silicone packet, Mom. Silicone packets come in everything. We order stuff. Open the box. There's fucking silicone packets. They come in vitamins. They come in. You gotta be aware. You can't have things on the floor. You can't drop the styrofoam. You gotta be aware at all times, and she's not. Her faculties are not all together, and that's why I wanted to fucking call up my fucking cunt of Marion back when she was still my open enemy, and just strangle her through the phone when my mother is sitting there parroting back. My mother had just gotten into a car accident a few months before. That was my mother's fault. Now she had totaled her car, and it was her fault again. And all my fucking cunt of an Aunt Marion said to her, so I look like the bad guy later when I'm yelling at my mom over the phone from LA. Marion says I drive fine, and Marion said when accidents happen, just get a rental car, Samantha, Why do you think Marion said that? Because Marion doesn't want to have to pick my mom up and take her place, and Marion wants my mother to be driving. My mother shouldn't fucking be driving, okay? My mom's still talking about getting a car. I think that she won't. If I wasn't here, she would, though. She shouldn't be driving. She was a horrible driver before she was on 3 psych meds. She can't remember. Her reflexes are not good. Within a few months, she gets into 2. I was threatening. I'm like, I'm going to write to the DMV or something. I'm going to tell them, yeah, your psych meds are not one of those listed where you cannot drive, but whatever. They need to investigate, I'm not going to get a call that you've wrapped yourself around a tree and you're dead. But since I'm the enemy of the family, I probably wouldn't even get the fucking call. Nobody would probably even tell me if you fucking died, I'm doing the best I can. This is not easy. So Tattoo and others who share her sentiments, you can sit there on your tie horse and can't be easy dealing with the likes of you. Your mother's mentally ill. She's doing the best she can. I have to drill things into her, okay? If she repeatedly does the same things that potentially endanger either her life or her dog's life, I have to be firm. I have to, quote-unquote, sometimes be mean. It's only to drill it into her head, okay? It's not me being mean intentionally. So as I've told you guys, and as my shelter friend pointed out, she's like, yeah, but if you yell, you apologize. And sometimes I do yell over things that won't potentially endanger, just the things she does that frustrate me. But I apologize. She's like, Laura, you're a good daughter. She's like, you apologize. You're aware of it at least, and that's the thing. I'm aware of it. But me hating myself, you think that will help my relationship with my mom or help any of this? It won't, okay? I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. What more can I say? trying to teach her all these things. In the end, you guys know. If you don't know, you should. They have statistics that are just... I don't even understand all these statistics. I'm like, if 1 in 3 people get this cancer, or get cancer, 1 in 3 get Alzheimer's, or I mean, as far as I can see, everybody is gonna succumb to disease, and eventually, very few don't. Just would like to experience excitement again. Experience good sex for the first time ever in my life. I mean, I'm not getting any younger either. But in some ways, the odds are in my favor, just in some ways, in that I've always stimulated my mind. I'm smart, and I've read, and I've put book after book into my mind, and that will help with, with me staying, sharp, as I get older. But I'm also filled with self-hatred and self-contempt and guilt and whatnot, and those kind of feelings apparently, cause cancer to come, invade your body. And who knows if my healthy eating can override my lifetime of self-hatred, My friend, Delta friend, told me it's her belief. I don't share that belief. She believes that you can't love others unless you love yourself. But I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people don't love themselves really, and I don't think that... My mom has very low self-esteem. I don't see her loving herself, but I believe she loves me. I don't think... I've gotten numerous proof that she loves me. I think that my shelter friend is right only in some respects. I think that you can love others even if you don't love yourself, but maybe you can't love others quite as deeply or intensely as can somebody who truly, truly loves himself. I guess I'll end this with this, okay? I'm doing the best I can. Some people on this planet, mere survival is an accomplishment. Doing the best they can. There's a whole world out there I can't even imagine being a part of. But if I take the first steps, I can be a part of it. All I have to do is plaster myself along every dating website there is, and then see what guys take the bait, Some people out here think I have no right to date or shouldn't do anything until I've fixed myself. But you know what? You could spend a lifetime fixing yourself and watch your fucking life go by.